What's good, YouTube? It's your boy ChicoFilo here, man, back with a new video. And as you guys can see right here, man, I have returned to my roots. I am back on a center. I honestly haven't even made a center build since like 2K20. And no, I am not actually making a permanent change back to center, but I have decided that I will be playing a little bit of everything this year. I'm probably going to have a few guard builds, a lock build, and also a center build just so I can play a little bit of every position. And I think that's honestly a really good way to keep the game fresh and interesting throughout the whole year. And that is why I have created my very own center build. The build that you guys are watching right now, I was able to play and create during community day. And this right here is probably going to be my park shooting center. And we're going to go through this build very shortly. But then after that build, I also have another build to show you guys, which is more of like a rec, say 5v5 shooting center build. So there's going to be two very good shooting center builds in this video. Anyway, don't forget to drop a like, hit that subscribe button if you guys want to see more content, and let's get on with it, man. Anyway, so for build number one, so this is my park shooting center. The position that you want to go with is a power forward, and then height 6'9". I did kind of try with the 6'8" as well, and it did get a little bit, you know, more stats, but I felt like it wasn't really that much of a drastic change to sacrifice an inch of my height, so I went ahead with a 6'9" for my popper. And then for weight, I went with 227 pounds. As you guys can see right there, that is the minimum weight that you want to have a 91 strength. And reason why we want a 91 strength is because that is what gives us gold brick wall. And then for wingspan, I went with a 7'3" because I wanted to at least get a defensive rebound of 92. And as you guys can see on the right side, that also allows me to get gold rebound chaser and Hall of Fame pogo. Anyway, let's go ahead and make our build. We're gonna go straight down to strength, and like I said before, we are going to max this out straight to a 91, and that right there should give you gold brick wall. And then vertical, we're going to put at 80, and you guys will see very soon why we did that. And since we're here, I might as well do the speed and agility for this build as well. So speed is going to be at a 66, agility at a 54 for now, and then defensive rebound, like I said earlier, we're going to max that out. And as you guys can see right there, we get box out beast on gold, pogo stick on gold, and also rebound chaser on gold, which we just get at a 92 defensive rebound. And then offensive rebound, we want to put this up as well a little bit, all the way up to a 90. And then honestly, for my build, I want to have a really high block because I really want to be able to defend any sort of slashing, mashing, or like if standing dunks were going to be OP again this year. It was a really big problem in 24. Not sure if they're going to be as good in 25. But for now, for my ideal shooting center, I really want to have someone that can really protect the paint. And as you guys can see right there, we currently have paint patroller on silver, which is basically like the anchor or rim protector badge. And as you guys can see right there, we've already met one of the requirements with a 93 block, and all we need now is a 77 interior. So we're gonna go to interior, put that up to a 77, and just like that, we get gold paint patroller. Now, moving on to steel, we also want to have a decent amount of steel on this build. And so we're going to bump this all the way up to a 79. And as you guys can see right there, at a 79 steel, we just managed to get that silver glove. And we also get to have silver interceptor. And then now to the finishing, our driving dunk, we're going to move all the way up to a 77. We get bronze posterizer and aerial wizard as well there. And then standing dunk, although right now, we don't really know how much more effective the standing dunk is going to be over the driving dunk. Obviously, for big men in 24, the standing dunk was definitely a lot more effective. As of now, we don't really know which one's going to be better. But for my shooting center, I wanted to have a little bit of both anyway. But depending on what the meta might be for dunking, the rating that you end up choosing for your driving dunk or standing dunk could change a little bit. Like, who knows, it could be like 24, but you actually didn't really need a driving dunk and you just wanted to up your standing dunk as much as possible. Or it could be the other way around. Who knows? We don't know that yet, so I kind of wanted to have a balance of both. Anyway, also, as you guys can see right there, for my standing dunk, I decided to put that at an 81 because that is what we need to get silver rise up. And now moving on to our shooting mid-range shot, we're going to put at least an 80. But once again, these values might change as well. But the main reason why we went ahead with a 80 mid-range is strictly because of the jump shot animations. For you to be able to get the best animations on your shooting center, well, at least last year, you needed at least an 80 mid-range or an 83 point. And obviously an 83 point on a shooting center is a little bit too expensive. So most shooting bigs just make up for this by having an 80 mid-range. I've got a feeling 2K25 and the animation requirements for shooting will be very similar, and that is why I went ahead with an 80. And obviously this could also be beneficial so you can space the floor as a popper, not only being a threat from the 3-point line but also the mid-range. Speaking about 3-point door, I'm going to move this all the way up to a 77, and as you guys can see right there, there's still a little bit of space right there. Our max potential is at a 79, so if I did want to up this with my cap breakers, especially if I feel like the 77 3 is not doing me enough, I can potentially still upgrade my 3 all the way up to a 79. Moving on for pass accuracy, we want to move this all the way up to a 75 at least. And as you guys can see right there, that is what gives you silver break starter, and you also get silver diamond right there as well. I feel like a lot of shooting bigs, especially the ones in the park, don't really care about their pass accuracy enough. It is definitely one of the most ignored stats, but I feel like for 2s especially, having a decent pass accuracy as a big man is a must. And obviously that silver break starter as well is going to be big for us for the 3s. Oh, and yeah, not quite sure if I mentioned it earlier, but the reason why I went with a 80 vertical is to get this badge right here at gold. High flying denier, also a new badge, but I'm pretty sure it's the exact same as chase down. And like I said earlier, I really want to have my shooting center as a solid rim protector, and this high flying denier at gold will be a huge bonus. Anyway, for our leftover stats, I decided to put this a little bit on steel. As you guys can see right there, I'm kind of close to getting gold interceptor, so I've got an 81 steel, and say if I wanted to use my cap breakers, all I need to do is get 4 cap breakers and get my steel to an 85. With our last point, I have put it on our interior defense. As you guys can see right there, we are also super close to post lockdown on silver, only 4 points as well away from that silver, so that is another option. Anyway, there we have it, man. This is build number 1, aka my shooting center that I'll probably be using for the park. If there were a few changes I could make to this build to tweak it a little bit, I mean, maybe I could lower my block and up my perimeter D and my speed and agility a little bit. But honestly, after playing on this build, it didn't feel too bad. Like, I was keeping up laterally. And since this build has really good paint protection stats, I was able to play a very, very solid defense anyway. And yeah, for those of you guys that want to make a 6'9" shooting center, I guess if you did want to tweak this a little bit, you can use this as a template if you wish. And these are just a few of the takeovers that we get on this build. We get Board Beast, which at level 5, as you guys can see right there, gives you a plus 12 an offensive and defensive rebound. Pretty cracked rebounding badge. And the takeover ability is basically just glass take. See the future. It shows you where the missed shots will land ahead of time. So yeah, popping that take will just make you an automatic horse. We also have Eraser, which boosts your block and gives you the takeover ability Rim Guardian, boosts ability to defend around the basket and in the post. This one here is kind of interesting. We've got Fortress, which ups your 3-point and your strength. And the takeover ability you get is Blockade. Unleash effective and powerful screens that can catch unsuspecting defenders off guard. So you're basically going to be putting people on the floor with that. And then, of course, we also have a shooting take called Glass Gunner, which is actually kind of cool. It boosts your 3-point as well as your offensive and defensive rebound. So all around takeover. And it gives you the Marksman takeover ability, which enhances standstill perimeter shooting and boosts ability to get open. But anyway, there's a few other ones right here, like Glass Warrior, Great Wall, Horse, Paint Dominance, Physicality, SWAT Specimen, which sounds really cool. And that one ups your 3-point and your block. We got the Commander, and that is basically it. Anyway, for this build, we have shades of Alvin Hayes, Evan Mobley, and Aaron Gordon. And wait for the build name. I'm not going to lie to you, I don't think, so far from the builds I've seen, I don't think anybody has made the same exact build name yet. Board Hunting Stretch 4, really, really tough name, I'm not going to lie to you. And yeah, that right there is probably going to be my main center build that I do use whenever I play center.
Yes. Come on. Green bean.
Moving on to our second shooting center build for this video. This one's more of a 5v5, like a rec type of center or like a pro-am type of center. But anyway, the position that you want to go with is a center. Height is at 7 foot, 248 pounds, because that also gives us a 91 strength. Once again, will give us brick wall at gold. And then wingspan at 7'8". Anyway, this is the build right here. As you guys can see right here, we have an 87 pass accuracy. Obviously, for 5v5 centers, a high pass accuracy is a must, as well as a high enough break starter. And 87 pass accuracy is actually what gets you to gold break starter. We have an 80 mid-range and a 74 3-point, both at its max potential. Once again, the 80 mid-range is so that we can get a better jump shot. We have a 90 standing dunk and a 77 driving dunk, 77 interior, 60 steal that gets us to bronze interceptor. And we also have a 92 block, only 1 cap breaker away from getting that gold paint patroller badge. And then a 93 offensive rebound and a 90 defensive rebound with all these badges right here. 60 speed, which actually just helps us to get silver high flying denier. 51 agility, 91 strength. And now for the takeovers, we have Break Igniter, which boosts your offensive rebound and defensive rebound as well as your pass accuracy. And your takeover ability is called Dishmaster, significantly boosts a teammate's shooting ability with pinpoint passes. So a bit of a playmaking take there. We also have Board Beast and Brute. And then we have this one called Elevate, which significantly boosts your standing dunk. Look at that at level 5, standing dunk plus 15. And the takeover ability Interior Force, increased success rate for dunking and finishing under the basket. And you've also got a bunch of these ones as well. Horse, Midi Maestro, Orchestrated, Paint Dominance, Physicality. Anyway, that is it for our 5v5 center. This build gets shades of Jack Sikma, Isaiah Hardenstein, and Nikola Vucevic. And our build name is a Inside the Arc Maestro. A bit of a unique name once again. Doesn't sound too bad, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know how close that relates to the actual build that we made. Anyway, that is it for this video, man. We made a shooting center for the park. and a shooting center for the rec or 5v5 pro-am. I hope you guys found this video helpful. Comment down below your thoughts. Thank you guys so much for coming through. We have a lot more 2K25 content on the way. But for now, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.